This is another final practice problem, and it's about two matrices, and it's asking whether or not A times B and B times A exist, and what is the value. My trick is, first of all, I write it down. I write down A is equal to 8, 4, 3, 5, 2, 5, and then B is 6, 1, 4, 3. Then BA is 6, 4, 1, 3 times 8, 4, 3, 5, 2, 5. For the first one, what you want to notice is that you take this vectors, row vectors in the first matrix, and then you basically multiply that by the column vectors in the second matrix. How they have to match in numbers. The first vector in here has 3 elements in it. The first vector in here has 2 elements in it. So we can multiply component-wise, basically. So because there's more components in here than that. So this is not possible. So we say does not exist. For the second one, I look at the rows. They're each vector in the first one, again row vectors, has 2 elements, and each column vector over here has 2 elements. So that matches. I can do component-wise. Now we did that. Let's start computing the multiplication. So the first one was impossible, but second one is possible. And how do I multiply component-wise? 6 times 8, 6 times 8 plus 4 times 5. Then keep the same row. Row comes from the first matrix, and then multiply it by the second column. I erased extra stuff. Now I get 6 times 4 plus 4 times 2. Now, again, column comes from the first one. Let's erase this and go to the row comes from the first one, column comes from the second one. Over here you get 6 times 3 plus 4 times 5. And close it. Now let's change the column. Row from the second row, and let's start over with the columns. So 1 times 8 plus 3 times 5. The next component, or entry in this case, is going to be 1 times 4 plus 3 times 2. And then the last entry is going to be 1 times 3 plus 3 times 5. Now we can clean it up. Let's make sure everything actually makes sense. Here I had a 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 columns. Here I had, in here I had 2 rows times 3 columns. Over here, what you know is that the number of the columns of the first one should match the number of the rows of the second one, and they basically, the resulting matrix should have eliminate the two that are matching. It should have 2 times 3 entries, and here we have 2 times 3 entries. Clean it up a little bit, and 6 times 8 is 48, plus 20 is going to be 68. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 12 plus 8 is 32. Here again, another 20 plus 18, that's 38. 1 times, these are times, by the way, not decimal. 1 times 8 plus 3 times 5, 15 plus 8 is going to be 23. 4 plus 6 is 10. 3 plus 15 is 18. And this is the resulting matrix that you get.